Hola chicos, estoy en ISS, pero voy a hacer un poco de trabajo para ustedes. Here we have hablando del pasado, speaking about the past. So far we have present tense pretty much under control. We have a little bit of imperfect, talking about what used to happen in the past. Now we're going to give you some verb forms to help you just tell a little bit more about what took place at a specific time in the past. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, and I want you to just listen, and you can look at this beautiful little infographic that I put together for you. Okay, para mí, cuando yo era una niña, yo viví en Arizona, muy lejos de Nuevo Hampshire. Hacía mucho calor, pero me gustó. Y ahí nació mi hermano cuando yo tenía 3 años. Luego, en la adolescencia, yo estudié en una escuela secundaria normal y noté que todos mis amigos trabajaron muy duro. Así que yo empecé a trabajar muy duro también. Luego, en la universidad, me enamoré de Mr. Lydon. Me enamoré. Durante ese tiempo yo estudié en España durante la universidad y él viajó para visitar a mí. Después de unos años nos fuimos a Nueva York, a la ciudad. Vivimos ahí por 5 años más o menos. Y allí nacieron nuestros 2 hijos, una hija y luego un hijo. Son muy buenos. Después de unos años volvimos a Nuevo Hampshire y yo comencé mi carrera como profesora de español con todos ustedes. Y entonces estamos en el presente y para el futuro, no sé, vamos a ver. Okay, got it? So I told you about my childhood, a little bit about my brother, my adolescence in high school, a little bit about university when I was in college, and then New York City, back in New Hampshire to become a teacher, and the big question mark of the future. So let's look at those verbs a little bit more closely. Let's see here. There we go. So here are some of the verbs that I used. Yo viví, mi familia y yo visitamos. Oh, I forgot to mention that. I'll go back. Cuando viví en Arizona, mi familia y yo visitamos a México muchas veces. Una vez al mes, algo así. Ok. Mi familia y yo visitamos México varias veces. Luego estudié en la escuela secundaria. Mis amigos trabajaron mucho en la escuela. Entonces yo comencé a trabajar mucho también. En la universidad me enamoré. I fell in love. Mi esposo viajó a visitar a mí en España. Luego los dos, él y yo, vivimos en la ciudad de Nueva York. Los 2 hijos nacieron ahí y después comencé a ser profesora de español aquí. So let's add our verbs here. There we go. We got viví from vivir, visitamos from visitar, estudié from estudiar, trabajaron from trabajar, me enamoré, enamorarse, little reflexive verb there, viajó from viajar, vivimos, vivir, los 2 hijos nacieron from nacer, to be born, y comencé from comenzar. So I want you to notice that some of those verbs are orange and some of them are blue. You got it? Okay. The ones that are orange are ER and IR verbs, and the ones that are blue are AR verbs. As we know, there are more AR verbs than there are ER and IR verbs, and the AR verbs are a little bit more regular, so they're nice. Okay, there are some paternos, some patterns to notice with those verb conjugations. Here are the AR verb conjugations that you saw on that previous slide, E for the yo form, O for the el, ella, usted form. Those ones are frequently confused, frequently mixed up by students as they begin to study this, because we know from the present tense that that O is yo form. Here, O with an accent mark, not yo form. So just be aware of that. And we have amos and aron. So the only one that you didn't have on that previous slide was aste, and then of course the famous vosotros, de España, astes. Now I want to point out one thing. On the last slide you saw the verb comencé from the verb comenzar. You should notice that there's a little spelling change there. And that's all that is. Es un cambio de ortografía, because Z in Spanish is never followed by an E. They just don't like each other. We say the same thing with buscar, turning into busque, just to keep that k sound. Otherwise it would sound like busé. Doesn't work. And then jugar, turning into jugué. So we add a U after the G there. Otherwise it would be yo jugué al basquetbol. Sounds dumb. Cambio de ortografía is what that's called, spelling change. Not a big deal, just something to notice. Here are the ER and IR verb forms that you saw on the last slide. So the yo form is y, nosotros is imos, ellos, ellas, ustedes, ieron. These are the ones that you saw previously. So if aste is AR, what do you think the ER and IR true form would be? I hope you said iste, because that's so correct. This next one, oh no, I don't remember which one I put next. There we go, vosotros, istes. Not too bad. Next, this last one is probably the one that I see the most mistakes with. The form is yo. And the place where I really see the problems is with that little accent mark. Students really want to put that accent mark onto the I. That is incorrect. It goes on the O. And then when you say the verb, we need to hear that O nice and loud at the end. Corrió. Escribió. Okay? Comió. Okay. Here we have a little practice. All AR verbs. Ready? Mis amigos bailar. My friends danced. Bailaron. Yo cantar. I sang. Canté. Juan dibujar. He drew. Dibujó. Tu almorzar. You had lunch. Almorzaste. Tú y yo hablar. We spoke. Hablamos. I want you to notice something there. Hablamos. Same as the present tense. So that means that when we're actually using these words, we need to give some other context. So some of those palabras claves, clue words, are things like ayer, yesterday, el año pasado, last year, antes, before, or we can use that word cuando to give a time frame. So we can say cuando yo era pequeña, cuando estábamos en el museo, okay? Next, same kind of thing with ER and IR verbs. Yo correr. I ran. Corrí. La profesora escribir. The teacher wrote. Escribió. Mi familia vivir. So that's a singular collective noun, be careful. My family lived. Vivió. You could probably also write vivimos, and I would let it slide, but it should be singular. Los chicos comer. Comieron. They ate. Todos nosotros salir, we all left, salimos. So notice again that nosotros form is exactly the same as the present tense. So we need to add those clue words, those key words. Okay. Te toca a ti. It is your turn. For homework, I would like you to finish these sentence frames. Ayer yo estudié. Yesterday I studied. El año pasado, mi familia comió mucho. Last year, my family ate a lot of. I would like to know what you ate a lot of. And then, el sábado pasado, mis amigos y yo vimos. My friends and I saw last Saturday. Okay? So, those things for next class. And you'll have a quick quiz on the information that you have gotten from this presentation. Okay? Muchas gracias. Chaucito.